cooldown. And well, let's get right into it. All right, so this patch, got some pretty. I actually really like this patch. I just glanced over it, and I think all the changes are really good. So first, they reworked Rise. So pretty much Rise, they made his passive like super cool. So you get stacks of Arcane Mastery at each spellcast, and at 5 stacks, you become supercharged for 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds, which increases with your ult. And overall, this is going to make Rise super powerful in team fights when this goes off, because you reduce the cooldown of all your other spells by quite a bit. Originally in the PvE, they were really messing with his base stats, but overall they didn't nerf him that much. They actually gave him better mana regain late game, which is gonna be good, and the armor growth stat is kind of a shitty nerf, but it's not that big of a deal. They kind of touched up a lot of his numbers. I don't, I kind of have to feel Rise before I put like they changed so many things. Like I kind of have to play him to like feel his power level, but I think he's gonna be pretty good actually. There's no question that when his passive goes off, like he's gonna be a nightmare to deal with, and I'm really curious if so like if you proc your passive once. I'm really curious, like, if you can proc it again, like immediately after. It's kind of, it's like a little bit unclear to me with that, but if that's the case, he's gonna be super broken. So we'll see. Ari, you can't interrupt unstoppable. All right, that's not really a big deal. I'm glad they made that change because that's dumb. Bard, they kind of changed how his chimes works. Bard's actually in a decent spot right now. I don't know. He's not like the best for solo queues. Like he's not like a super playmaker. But I think we're gonna see some bards starting to pop up here and there among the support position. All right. Overdrive has a minimum speed and decays more slowly. So Blitz, they nerfed him into the ground. They like completely prevented his roam ability from bot to mid pretty much. So they're beefing up the boost, so you don't weak speed as fast. Okay, that's good. I like that. Um, can't decay below 10%. Okay. I gotta feel this again. I didn't play Blitz. I still think Blitz is a pretty decent solo queue champion. Still not gonna be played in a competitive play though. Increased trap clarity. Thank God. That was so annoying. You'd always step on him and just be like, where the hell is that trap? Alright, Mundo. This is actually a really big buff right here. Now refunds 100% of the health on killing blows for your cleaver. That's huge. It Mundo can farm from range now, and it's gonna get him out of the early game like way easier. So I think Mundo is gonna be really strong this next patch, especially if you run Smite on him. He's like horrifying with Cinderhulk. It's because he scales off of max health too. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of Mundo next patch. Just a guess of mine. In competitive play, Korea will be the first region to pick him up. But yeah, we'll see. All right, Graves. So they changed around how his damage works on his buckshot. They nerfed it a little bit, but for the bonus damage per bullet, that's like if you're in melee range. So Graves is still gonna deal with melee. Um, people that get in on him, and the maximum damage actually went up. So overall, it's a nerf to Graves, but it's not horrible. Um, so I don't know. I like this change. I think Graves is like OP right now, and I'm really interested to see what AD carries are gonna be played this patch when we get down further down the list. Okay, so Jinx. They nerfed the crap out of the minimum damage. So pretty much, someone put like one of the writers put like a really like detailed like PvE thread, and it's gonna be the super mega death rot. The super mega death rocket damage is going to be the same when it's like the way the rocket works is it's an execute. So they didn't touch the execute, they just touched the base damage here. And there's a portion where it speeds up, which is like I want to say like 1,000 range away from the rocket. I don't know the exact number. So like you shoot it and it speeds up, and then that's like the super like execute that like you're looking for. So And when it speeds up, it not only does it execute, it does more base damage as well. So pretty much they took the base damage away from like super close range, and it's still gonna scale. So like if you hit like a really like long range snipe, you still are gonna feel like the same damage. But if like you're about to die and like you just like alt to like get like all the damage off like you can, it's not gonna be the same anymore. So overall, nerf, big nerf, yeah, kind of. We'll see how good Jinx is. She still has the potential of the pub stomp game is when she gets ahead. That champion's ridiculous once you get rolling. Like you can't beat her. Kha'Zix, they buffed his W at early ranks. This will help his clear a lot, and because he gets so low on clears. Cinderhulk's still OP, so he won't be played. But I don't know. Solo Q, if you're good at Kha'Zix, yeah, he's still fine. Mordekaiser doesn't stop your movement to cast and auto targets the nearest ally when self cast. Okay, that's kind of nice. I'm not a Mordekaiser player. You never seen it in competitive play because he just requires too much farm, and he is the only champion in the game that has absolutely no way to change his movement speed, like and like no mobility. Like only champ in the game if you look at everyone. So that's why he's bad. Um, Looks like they did the same thing to Nunu with the Blood Boil. Targets the nearest allied champ if self-cast. That's pretty cool. It's whatever. Um, Health growth stat. They nerfed that. That's fine. Nunu's base health, his base stats are ridiculous. And Nunu's really strong right now. But they still didn't touch Sejuani or Gragas. I don't get it. It's pretty dumb. So, on my way ping after fully. Alright, that's fine. Now places Shen between his target and the closest visible enemy champion. Okay. That's whatever. Scion nerfs. They nerfed his early shield. Oh, this is okay. This is good actually. Now you can actually trade with Scion because what used to happen beforehand is he would pop a shield and like you try and like he'd just like run into you and like pop a shield again like for the damage, and you had no chance of getting it off of him. Because the shield was too big, and like he could have popped it like 2 seconds later. Because like that's how you're like the most efficient like with Scion. Like you wanna reactivate your shield to get the damage down right before it goes off. So they're making it so the detonation timer is later, and the ratio it has like it's smaller early. So Scion's still gonna be the same unkillable tank later, but you might actually be able to deal with him in lane now, which is really good. Twitch, you can hit inhibitors and nexus with your ult. It's really nice. I don't know. That's stupid that it wasn't the case beforehand. All right, they cleaned up Blood Scent. No, Warwick's still bad. That was the most annoying bug in the game. So, whatever. Yasuo. Okay, this is an interesting change. So, it's stronger at an early level, his shield. So, Yasuo is actually going to be, like, stronger. Say, like, levels, like, 1, 2, and 3. Because 40 more, like, your shield at all points of the game is it's like 40 health stronger. Like, that's a lot. Like Hecarim, the only change that it took for Hecarim to be OP was they buffed his W base damage by in healing and decreased his mana cost. Oh yeah, okay, it's a little bit more than this, but still, it was only like 20 damage. Like that's a big deal. So overall, he's going to be a little bit stronger early, but he's not going to charge it up as soon. So it's kind of a nerf. Um, it's definitely a buff past level 13, but early game, I mean, you're not going to get as many shields, even though your shield does protect for more. Yeah, I guess that isn't. It's a bit of a nerf. Huh, I don't know. Yasuo's he's still in a bad spot. Alright, the big changes in this patch are itemization. So, and Rise. But, okay, so the Black Cleaver, they completely redid it. So what it is now is they gave it 200 more health, 10% more CDR, and more armor shred. Dealing physical damage grants 20 movement speed for 2 seconds. Killing any unit or receiving an assist to a champion that has any amount of black cleaver armor shred grants 60 movement speed for 2 seconds. So whenever you kill a unit, you're going to get 60 movement speed for 2 seconds. That's ridiculous. Oh my god, Hack Room is going to be absurd this patch. Dear lord. Riot, what did you do, man? This item is really strong. Because the 10%... Okay, so it's the same cost, right? Alright, an extra 200 health. That's about 420 golden stats. 10 AD, okay, so it lost 360. The 10 armor pen, it lost, like... Oh, I don't know exactly what the math is on that. The CDR is super valuable for melees. And the armor shred lasts longer. And you have more maximum stacks. Yeah, this item's gonna be broken. The only reason why people want to buy it is because they just delay tank stats. Build this on Hecarim. It's gonna be absurd because it gives you movement speed too. This is gonna be so ridiculous. Like Hecarim's already absurd. This item is gonna be the dumbest thing of all time on Hecarim. Okay. So recurve bow. I really like this change. Now it builds out of 2 daggers. Thank God, because you just have to one-shot it. And, well, 900 gold is a lot to one-shot an item. Out of the waning phase. After that, deals 10 physical damage on hit. That's really nice. Hurricane's also going to deal 10 physical damage on hit. Okay, that's pretty cool. Anyway, going back. So, yeah, that's a nice change. 10 physical damage for an extra 200 gold, and better build path. I will take that. Makes my life way easier. Now this builds out a recurve bow, thank God, because what used to happen is if you wanted to like get Bork, you have to build Cutlass, which is 1400 gold, and then wait 1800 gold. Like, that's so much gold to try and amass. And like you could get the like one dagger, like then you're like still sitting like 1350, and it was just like a pain in the butt. Like you had to farm out so long to get your Bork, and like just like be weak until like you get the power spike of a Bork. Okay, this is huge. This is the 3rd biggest change in the patch, next to Rise and Black Cleaver. On-hit passive now benefits from Lifesteal. So now, when you're like auto-attacking fucking Mundo with your Bork, you might actually be able to out-heal Thornmail and Cinderhulk. Like, thank Jeebus. And the minimum passive damage, they upped it to 10, so it's going to be a little bit easier to last at creeps. That's fine. Wits End benefits from the better build path. Same with Devourer. That's great. And then they nerfed Righteous Glory. That's super nice. So, because, yeah, I don't know, Righteous Glory was like already strong, and then it's like, let's just give it an extra 150 health. What? So they took 50 health off of it. It's still going to be a really strong item, but still build it, but it's OP. Okay. Complicated math. Auto attack damage for champions with Dragon's Might and AD items will now be slightly higher. Physical damage spells will now deal slightly less damage when interacting with Dragon's Might. Unless they have a lot of... Okay. I mean, overall, I don't know if that's going to be like a huge change. Whatever. And then nothing else applies to... Nothing else applies to the Summoner's Rift. Oh, and then the friends list. They increase the cap. It's kind of nice. And then got some new skins coming out. They look super cool. The Forsaken Jace looks badass. Some Blood Moon Zillion. Alright, okay, let's formulate Cubbies, 5 OPs. Top, Hecarim. With the Black Cleaver change, it's going to be even more ridiculous. Jungle, still going to be Gragas. Sejuani is really good too, but I like Gragas better. Especially if you go W max into CDR, it's nuts. You get your Drunken Rage. When you max out CDR, you get Drunken Rage every 2.5 seconds. It's absolutely ridiculous. Mid, mid, you can honestly play whatever the hell you want mid right now, and it can be like okay. AD, they nerfed Graves, they nerfed Jinx. I haven't thought about these yet. Okay, so Graves, Jinx. I'm gonna say Lucian because he can build Bork, and Bork has definitely buffed this patch. You're gonna want to get Bork against super tanks. Like, there's like even more. There's more of a reason to buy Bork now. Support. Janna still has the highest win rate. I hate Janna for solo queue though, so I'm gonna put 2 here because you can't make plays with Janna in solo queue. Nautilus is pretty ridiculous. And then let's see, mid. Ari is the strongest right now on a website on champion.gg according to performance level. And Cho'Gath's gonna be weaker. I'm just gonna say Ari. Alright, these are my OPs. These should still help you climb. Oh, and then potentially Rise. If Rise comes out of the gate like a nutso. And yeah, there are a couple things that I have to play around with Rise. Like if you throw your Q, because your Q's a skill shot now. So if you throw it and it misses, does it still give you a stack of Arcane Mastery because you casted a spell? And also, if you pop your passive of Arcane Mastery, do the spells that you cast while it's active count towards the next one? If those two things are true, Rise is going to get permabanned from competitive play. Alright, so that's my patch rundown. Thanks so much for watching. Check out my other stuff on my YouTube channel. And yeah, this has been Cubby's patch rundown, patch 5.8. Thanks for watching. If you like it, give me a like. If you dislike it, give it a thumbs down. Tell me why you disliked it. And if you really like my stuff, subscribe for more. So, thank you.